just a bloke in a bar.
It's like a guilty pleasure. It's like those pickup artist videos. Have you seen some of that shit on like YouTube and that?
Oh, when they're like how to pick up chicks. Yeah, they're fucking atrocious.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they?
Well,
Like, is it
those
like the
dudes-
game?
Yeah, but it's like guys who talk about how they pick up fucking chicks. Like, there was a guy in my year at school who I'm not going to name.
Who?
I'm not going to name. But he was not.
Describe him then. You don't have to name him.
You describe him to me.
He was portly. So he was a bit robust.
Right, sure.
But for some reason, in year 12, he thought that he was like maybe it was after school. In year 12, he lost a bit of weight, and then he got one of our mate's sisters to take him shopping for like clothes because he just dressed like a bit of a goof. Then after school, he started a Facebook page about helping dudes pick up chicks, and I was fucking obsessed with it. It was the greatest content. It was like if there was a never-ending stream of content, you'd find me dead somewhere because I wouldn't have showered, I wouldn't have gone to the toilet. I just would have sat in my own feces and watched this content. It was fucking hilarious.
There was a guy I went to school with, I think, as well, who brought out like a book on how to be a gentleman and shit. And I think there was a chapter in there that was about picking up chicks.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about the same people either.
No, we're not.
What about your area? Just like blokes becoming pickup chicks,
Well,
artists and that.
I don't know, dude. I think there's like
Something out in Dublin.
I don't know if this was actually in Sydney, but I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like sometimes when young men get into like their early 20s, some feel the need to like, write fucking self-help books and
Sometimes self-help booky sort of stuff is
and how to
given
be a
by
man
people.
bookies and stuff.
Yeah.
But like it's given out by people who haven't necessarily, and it's no disrespect to them, but haven't achieved anything that would garner them the authority to give people advice on life.
I don't think you can be writing a book like that in your early 20s.
No.
Yeah,
I just don't think you've seen enough winters.
You haven't seen enough winters.
There's got to be we should have some kind of regulation from the government that winters need to be provided.
Well,
Yeah,
you
but it's
need to have seen long winters.
Or if you haven't,
tough winters.
But the only thing I think, if we're talking about it from a mathematical perspective, it's like winters or like shit's happened to you in your life. You know, because sometimes you might have gone through some pretty intense shit when you're younger, and by your early 20s, you're ready to give advice. But most of us aren't. Some of us are never.
do you know anyone that went the self-help?
Nah, I honestly
Pick up line,
don't. But it is some of it. Like the sad thing is like some of it's great to give men a bit of confidence. Get them out there and like 100%. But then some of it is just like the best content you'll ever watch in your life.
Yeah.
And you can
Bit
get
of a
lost.
dick beating exercise sometimes.
It's sometimes it's just all about who's got the biggest fucking dick.
Yeah.
The biggest hog.
Yeah.
That's really what it all comes down to.
Can do.
Like, because put it this way, you could get a pickup artist. He could get any girl in the world, walk around, boom, 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 boom. But if you got a bigger fucking hog, he whips it out, and you just go, well,
Game over.
game over.
But the intro lines and shit they have, or it's like to ask a question, or like
All the negging and that. It's like, oh, bro.
Yeah, negging. All that shit.
Negging.
bruh.
You're overthinking it.
Did you ever read the game?
Nah, but I heard about it, and that
Yeah.
like it's just like,
Written by a nerd,
bro.
let me tell you.
Yeah, bro. Do you really think negging a chick is a good thing? Like, is that a good foundation for meeting good people?
They reckon it works, these guys.
Yeah, but then like, do you want insecure?
I'm not saying that it's a good thing. I'm just saying
But also like
they reckon it works.
But also, there's something also about having that much of a like plan around just meeting chicks,
Like gamifying it.
Yeah, like having such a fucking strategy around it is also creepy as fuck.
It's fucking creepy. But then you ask yourself, do these guys need one? Otherwise, they will literally be...
They need a framework potentially.
Yeah, look.
They need a framework, otherwise they'll wither and die.
They'll melt in the face of a conversation with the opposite sex,
Potentially.
or the same sex.
That's certainly the way the game reads.
Well, love is a battlefield. We all know that.
I think, and
Who
like,
taught us that?
I think it was Shakespeare.
love is a battlefield.
Oh no,
Was it Shakespeare, was it?
Or maybe it was Guy Sebastian.
No, I feel like it was a fucking 80s pop star.
Guy Sebastian.
Well, it could have been Guy. He would have been young. But
Guy would have been
No,
particularly
Love is a
young.
Battlefield. There's a song. Is it
That's what
Jordan
I'm
Sparks?
No. No, but she's too late. There was a Love is a
She
Battlefield
taught me
was
as a
earlier.
youngster. She taught me. I don't know.
Sparks?
I didn't know who passed the
just
message
find
on to
out?
her.
I've got it. So Jordan Sparks was the one that I thought of, but then I typed in Love in a Battlefield. Pat Benatar.
Thank you. 80s?
It looks 80s.
Fucking hell, I'm just...
Well, 1983.
there you go. I'm dialed in. Wasn't even alive then. Just so you know. Kempy
Thank you,
was.
Pat, for letting us know.
Kempy was alive.
I was alive.
Kempy was about 40 at that age, that year.
You got any good pickup lines?
No, actually, I don't.
No.
I really
Nothing you want to
don't.
regale us with?
Look, I didn't have necessarily a pickup line when I met my missus, but there were certain.
Well, you
I
wore
guess-
singlets. That's what you did.
You just piped
No,
up.
I was
piped up.
when I first met her. No, I had a
I've seen
button up. I had a
photos.
button
No,
up.
you had
It's all
singlets,
confidence,
dude.
boys. You know what? What I will say is just confidence is really all that matters. That's what I will say. What about yourself? Any pickup lines, your missus, when you met her? What did you say to your missus when you first met her? Come on.
I don't really remember what I first. We were friends first, so I'm not sure what would have been said. But I know where we hooked up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. By the ATM on the way into Unibar.
Nice. I know that ATM was getting a workout as well.
You got to work out. I was like, I got to wait and line up and get some money. And she's like, I'll line up with you. And then bang, she went in. I'm like, oh,
She went in?
Oh yeah, in the
Bang.
line. 100%.
In the line.
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh,
That's
dude.
young love.
That's uni
That's young
shit,
love.
isn't
That's
it?
uni shit.
Yeah. What about
Fuck
yourself,
yeah.
Thomas?
I was dressed as Spider-Man.
Was that night?
No
I remember
way.
It was
that
also
night.
that
Oh,
night.
yeah. Let's not, yeah.
We won't go.
No, I didn't do it.
I know.
First time I met Steph.
Was there any line that you used or just some strong?
Well, actually, there was from her more so. Well, there was no line used. My brother and his mates were down at Redleaf Beach one night, like when they were in year 10. I was in year 12 or year 11, whatever. 10. They were in year 10. I was in year 11. And because him and my sister were mates at school, they were in the same year. So they were all down there at the beach. My brother got fucking punched by some asshole. My brother shaking his hand. My
What's
brother
with
got
you in
punched.
fights, bro?
No, I wasn't there.
Oh, well, it's just in your blood.
No, my
Clearly.
brother's like the sweetest person on earth, and he was just shaking this guy's hand, and this guy fucking cracked him.
Maybe he
Anyway,
thought he was you. That's why he punched.
I called my brother's mate. That could have been it. And I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? Where are you at? And he's like, fucking Will's just been punched. And me and my mates were just around the corner at my parents' place. This is so stupid.
You went running.
We were like, fucking
save the
where are
boys.
they?
Yeah, cool.
Save the boys.
Save the boys.
But so we've jumped in the car, and when I was I always used to think about if you had if your house was broken into, what would you use to protect yourself?
Oh no.
Not a knife though, right? I'd never not
Nice too much.
Nice too extreme,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Nice way too much.
But so I'd
Unless
always
you're in
I
America
just
and it's
had that
fucking-
in my mind. Well, exactly. And so I grabbed the vacuum cleaner pole, the middle bit.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's on your feet thinking, but it is
metal,
funny.
But when you
not
swing
bad.
it and the air goes through it, it goes boom, boom.
like a lightsaber.
Sounds like you got a fucking lightsaber. So then we hook it up to Redleaf, and by this stage, it's all sort of dissipated and everyone's gone. But Steph's sitting there with her mates, and there's an ambulance there to come check on my brother.
So you took a pole up there.
Took a
Oh,
pole
you
up
meant
there.
business, bro.
Fucking hell.
Where's my brother?
It's like mafiosis kind of
My
stuff.
fucking brother.
Jesus.
Get up there. And it's all dissipated. They're Steph and her mates are sitting down somewhere, and then there's an ambulance somewhere, and maybe some. The cops came after I arrived, and so once I heard the cops were going, I just ditched the fucking pole.
Of course, the evidence. You know what the evidence there?
I don't want to
Just leave it in the car, or
No. I just
you
threw
just-
it into a
you
bush.
fuck
Did you wipe the fingerprints off?
No, because I had
you
to come back the
should've.
next day and get
Should've,
it because
should've.
Mum would have been upset if we weren't able to vacuum the house.
No,
anymore,
they
so-
find that murder weapon,
I
you're
know,
done.
I know. Anyway, Steph saw me come in a rage with
Ooh.
the pole. In a
Oh,
singlet.
that's
And
hot.
was like, who
That's
the
hot.
fuck is that guy?
Yeah, fucking oath, that's hot.
And so she said she was obsessed with me for a week and then forgot about me. A couple of years later, then we got together.
But she remembered that
She remembered,
warrior.
she was like, oh yeah.
that primal warrior.
Big Burma with the fucking vacuum cleaner pole rolling in. Sound like he's got a lightsaber.
all business?
That's primal love.
Shirt off?
Nah,
Surely.
I've never been a shirt off guy, but I did have a singlet on.
Shirt off with a fucking pole.
I'd probably look at
That bloke means
Fucking business.
bruh.
So no pickup line ever? No line, no conversation?
Not that I remember. Not that I remember from when we.
Nah, nothing's coming back to me.
If you can find yourself a situation like that, though.
Yeah, run in, be ready to run because you might have to use that pole and
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
might escalate.
Well, the reality is I probably would never have used it, right?
Yeah. And also, if you are going to throw a pole, wipe your fingerprints off it. We all know that.
You wipe your fingerprints off, put it into a bush. I ditched it into a bush that was very thorny. And so the next day I had to go back and get it from Redleaf. And I was fucking crawling through like spiky bushes to get it.
Did you need to use a vacuum? And you're like, shit.
Well, I was like, the vacuum's fucked.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Because unless basically it was just going to be the nozzle. You'd have to go around the fucking house.
Did you ever think about taping up the end so it didn't make that sound? Or
Well, not when you're in a
quite
rush.
like that sound?
Not when you're in a rush.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? You got to do it.
I was just seeing how self-conscious of the sound you were.
Well, only once I sort of started swinging, it was like, yeah, that makes sense.
So you
This is
practiced.
something.
You practiced
I was
on the way
running
down.
up there like fucking.
He would have been practicing. You would have.
You got to practice
How
a
am I
little
gonna-
bit.
How am I going to?
Did you think about where you might, attack?
Legs.
Legs, knees.
Maim them first.
Well, you don't want to kill someone with a fucking
I
pole.
don't know. You'll fucking run around with a pole.
It was not a pole, really. It was a cylinder. It wasn't
Metal,
solid.
So fighting's been in your family and your blood for
It's
quite
not
a while.
fighting. That's fam. That's protecting.
It's an angry guy.
I'm not at all.
Jesus.
I would hate to see Tom brought up in like the ghetto of America because you would be a fucking scary bloke.
I'm not a scary bloke. I'm a pussy. But I mean, why else was I thinking
What
about using a vacuum cleaner pole?
What
in my
about when you
house?
got back together? There had to be some kind of romantic chat then. Surely to get her back.
Good point.
To
It's a
get her
great point.
back.
Mate, I think she saw me playing drums
Or did you sing
in a
that old-
band and was like, "Look at this guy. He's just gone from strength to strength."
Yeah,
now
and-
he's,
and
now
you
he's
know what he
playing
was
drums
playing?
in front of 3 people.
Didn't
in
you
some
play to her
abandoned pub.
on the drums? You and me, baby, ain't nothing but Is that what you sung to her?
Yeah. I did a rendition of.
I can see
I
that.
sang and I
Looking
played,
straight at her as well. Looking straight at her.
Yeah. No, well,
That's great
that's how you
stuff.
do it. That's how you
Mate,
do
what
it.
about you, Matty? Any pickup? I mean,
100%.
That deep fucking sexy voice would be working.
yeah.
Nah, pickup lines, they just the thought of them made me cringe.
What about just not necessarily a pickup line, but just a strong entrance into a potential relationship?
You know what? My entrance was just the opposite. We were friends for so long, and then at some point, I was chasing her for so long, but she wasn't. Like the feelings weren't reciprocated.
Yeah.
And this is the missus I have now, so happy ending. But I literally just waited and waited until she realised that I was actually good. And
How long did you wait?
we were friends for like maybe 2 years.
Damn.
But I wasn't chasing. I was chasing her for like maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe like half a year or a few months. Like a few months more than that.
How would you chase her? How was?
I wasn't chasing her. I was just really super friendly, and
Like
I didn't.
a good bloke,
But,
but
like,
too
guy.
good.
See, the thing was, I didn't go in for like I saw long term, so I was like, I'm just gonna give off boyfriend vibes the whole time,
you a
and that's
pickup
what I
artist?
did.
Damn.
You might be a pickup
You're
artist.
really considered, bro.
Yeah, wow.
Were you worried that might put you in the friend zone? It's
Yeah.
Well,
it's
I
a
wasn't-
dangerous
that's
game to
Seen as a
play.
hell of a risk.
It wasn't. I was in the friend zone for a while, and there was a point where I was like, "Fuck, I should just give up here." And it's funny. The day we hooked up for the first time, we actually had a live stream here.
Oh.
just after, and it was the only time I've been late for work because
Oh shit.
Because you were scissoring
I was scissoring.
in the pub.
If you're late,
If you're late for love,
that's fine.
I
Late for
mean,
love.
you
You
know
know,
what I
I
mean?
love
You can
love.
be late for love.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
never get angry at a bloke that's deeply in love and he's a bit late.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
couldn't do that.
And that's what happened. Yeah.
Wow, that's a
You
very
can be late for love. You
That'd be
can't
the
love to be
rom-com.
late.
No.
Boom.
But
There it
that's
is.
Matty the Waterboy rom-com, dude.
You know what I mean?
Late for love.
Look, if there's any
already
movie
see
producers out there that want to write Matty's story, I will give you the rights for free.
Late for love.
Late for love.
We
Late
should
for
write
love.
that.
We should write it. We think we've got a rom-com in us
We-
to write.
Yeah?
I don't think there's no thinking about it.
No,
when it's all
we
said and
know.
done, we
Yeah.
will have penned
Okay.
rom-com.
a rom-com.
Well, then-
Whether
but
or not it gets picked up is a different story, but we will
Mate,
have written
the
one.
bar's pretty low for rom-coms these days. If they pick up, I reckon we can get it. I reckon we can get it made.
Wow.
Get Hans on board.
Yeah.
So,
Late for love.
would you play yourself in the rom-com? Like, as in, let's say it's
Probably
Matty's
not, I
story.
can't.
No, we're not necessarily trying to do it for us. We don't want to be actors.
But you'd need to be in it if it's part of Matty's story. Like, let's say we're writing Matty's story.
well, we'd have.
No, we'd be
our characters
cameos.
in
We'd be
there.
cameos.
Your cameo, but who would be the characters that played you then?
I mean, Brad Pitt's probably been thrown
Yeah.
around. Jared Butler.
Brad and George.
Yeah.
Jared
Yeah.
Butler.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake
obviously.
Gyllenhaal.
I mean, we're all thinking that.
It'd be Jake
Bradley
and
Cooper.
Jake,
you
exactly.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
obviously a
Who would
little
play Matty?
older.
Squeak.
Yeah, Milky from Me, Myself and Irene.
Yeah, probably Milky.
Was he Whitey?
Who do you want to be played by?
Mate, I'll work for you. I'll do it for free. I'll act. I
you can act.
I'm
What
a
about
great actor. You've seen my ads. you serious?
Yeah, you're not bad.
No, that's true.
That's fucking. That's some pretty incredible acting, if you ask me.
That's all right.
And like I got the misses I got now, so I must be able to act pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay, so you want to play yourself?
I'm willing to do that for you if you'd like.
Okay.
I'm willing to do that, but you can get someone else if you want. Who would we get? Maybe Adam Sandler,
Jack
like
Black.
Jack Black. The guy that plays the penis.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is.
Yeah,
what
but
about
he
someone
can
like
act.
close to home, like Vince Colosimo or someone?
Oh,
Who's that?
Vince Colosimo, he's in Chopper. No Cash.
Oh
No,
yeah,
Cash, he's
that'd be an
pretty
honor. That'd be an honor.
He's pretty cool.
The dude who
Vince.
plays the Wog Boy.
Yeah, fucking oath. That'd be an honor.
Who's that guy?
But like, I'm technically not a wog, but
Nah, but it's
Looked
more
like it,
just
obviously.
he's got dark hair. You got
yeah,
dark hair.
yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
Who are some of the great Chinese actors that we've got?
Look,
I'm not sure. Is the reason? I
Jackie
asked.
Chan?
Jackie, is he Chinese though?
Don't know.
I think he is, but
I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
know.
Yeah. Make sure we get the right correct with that. Yeah. Okay. So no. We're not all pickup artists. Then we've never used the tactic of pickup art.
Never.
No.
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 Wow.
No.
Okay. I would have thought at least one of you boys would have.
Well, I'm looking suspiciously around the room. I think
Yeah.
someone's deflecting.
Yeah.
That's-
Are you guys both? Is he saying, "Oh yeah, over there"? Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
what?
That's. I think. The man
I do
the
think
man
it-
whose guilty pleasure is watching pickup videos. So really, like he might fucking throw around a line.
What do you got there,
It was
mate?
actually Hong Kong.
Huh?
Jackie Chan was born in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
There you go.
There you go. Boom.
Shout out to Jackie
Reach out.
Chan.
Reach out.
Reach out, Jackie.
Or,
Jackie still
Vince.
doing the damn thing?
I think he might be. He's a bit older these days, though. I don't know if he can fly through ladders and shit like he was doing
Mate,
back in the.
he was
the
stunts that he
days.
used
He was
to do.
best in class.
He
Yeah,
was
he's fucking
best
great.
in class, and they don't
I
make him
loved
like
Jackie
Oh.
Chan movies growing up.
That was so easy to watch.
mate, and
Rush
just
Hour.
entertaining.
Shanghai Nights with
Shanghai
Owen Wilson.
Nights, great movie.
And every time an action scene
Fucking
would come
great
on, you'd be
movie.
going because you couldn't believe.
Look at all the shit he's doing.
The early 2000s, like late 90s.
Late 90s.
Jackie Chan
Jackie Chan
movies?
90s, dude.
Thanks for coming.
And at the end of every movie, at least from my memory, they would show you all the times he'd fuck the stunts up. You know, at the end of movies when it'd be like the mistakes.
I love that shit.
And you're like, oh my God, that looks so fucking painful, Jackie Chan.
Who's king of the stunts now? Is it Tom Cruise?
Mate, he
But
is
they're not
so
Jackie
good.
Chan type stunts. They're
No,
like,
they're
let me
not.
fucking drop
but,
out of a plane.
but in the absence of Jackie Chan,
Yeah.
who then takes over?
Well, I still think Jackie Chan's shit's more impressive.
Has that movie kind of died down a little bit? That kind of like
Yes.
buddy cop fighting.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, it's got to come back. Sure.
You know what? 'Cause maybe it's gotten too like gory because like there's a movie called The Raid or something and it's hectic fight scenes. Like arguably, I think it's called The Raid and it's like in a building where they go up levels or whatever. But I'm trying to think of the last movie that was released that had like the martial arts fun side of it, like a Jackie Chan movie.
But that wasn't too serious.
That wasn't too serious.
Yeah. That's a good question. They don't make them.
They don't make them
They
anymore.
don't make them. Maybe we've got to
Rush
do that
Hour
as well.
5. Maybe we need Rush Hour 5.
Bring him back.
Or we make one about us. You know what I
You
mean?
just fighting an ibis.
Yeah.
All these
Me
Me
crazy
fighting an
fights.
ibis, Kempy taking people down, and Eddie's sitting there just not helping anyone.
Just watching.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds great. What a beautiful story, Matty. Seriously.
Yeah, that's
brings
nice.
That
dude.
brings a tear to the eye. And
I wouldn't mind maybe if someone wants to cut together Maddie retelling that and just like putting some like nice music underneath it. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like never give up, never give up.
Never
Man,
give up.
I was late for
And
love.
sometimes men do
scissoring.
crawl out of the friend zone.
Put the holiday music underneath it by Hans Zimmer. That score. That'll be nice.
Yep.
That'll work. Work beautifully.
You might be the only man to ever crawl out of the friend zone. I'm just letting you know that,
Yeah.
which is pretty incredible.
They'll write books about you, man.
Other people are like stuck in there, you know
Literally
what I mean? They
dead.
can't get out.
When do you know you're in the friend zone, boys?
Oh, you get an inkling. You should get an inkling pretty quick.
I think if you're texting and going over to a house and nothing's happening,
yeah.
it's probably not a great
Mate,
sign.
even before that, if she's calling you bro or dude, you might be in the friend zone.
I feel
Or
like
she's
you just
telling
gotta,
people like in public that you know
you got to shoot your shot
just
pretty
friends.
quick, and then if they aren't into it, you know.
you
know,
got to
okay.
get into it.
Yeah, but
I w-
sometimes
you can't
they walk
delay.
the line. They walk
Well,
the
Maddie
line.
has proved that you
Exactly.
can.
So the line can be walked sometimes.
If you, I mean, I can understand Maddie wanting to wait for a long, like you know, he was happy to be late for love, right?
yeah.
I guess
Risk his job for love.
risk his job for love.
Yeah.
I guess for me personally, like I didn't have to wait for love with Steph, so I didn't have to.
Sort of did.
Well, I sort of did when she dumped me, and then we go back together. But like, you know, I didn't have to sit languishing in the friend zone. But I've certainly like you just get an
look,
idea because chicks don't like you; they're not into it.
When
go,
you
okay,
come
well,
jumping out of a bush with a pole in your hand, you don't wait in any zone.
No,
No.
no.
That's a
That's the war zone, baby.
Yeah, literally. And you're living in it.
Fuck yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
How do you get out of the friend zone?
How do I get out of
Yeah.
the friend zone? I'm not a friend zone operator.
As in you've never been? Is that
As
because
in, no,
is
as
that
in
because
like-
your arms?
No, no.
Do you rip the sleeves off of your shirt and just go, get
It's
me out
because
of the
I
friend zone?
exit quickly of the friend zone. I exit quickly.
Yeah.
No, I know how you do it.
You rip the sleeves off.
No, he rips the sleeves off.
Yeah.
He cuts the sleeves
How
off
do
his
you rip
tops.
your sleeves? Do you cut them off or do you just hold like this and just go,
No,
cut 'em off.
I recognize the vibe and I say, well, she's not interested, and I just step away from the whole situation.
what's your
Have
favourite
you
way to
ever-
remove sleeves?
Yeah.
What's your favourite way to remove sleeves for a shirt?
Well, I don't, for one.
What would be?
You've never ever cut off the sleeves.
Never cut. No.
Bullshit.
Oh, my God. Cutting sleeves.
yeah, that's-
like actually getting scissors and cutting it.
guarantee you've done it.
Or ripping them off. It depends how. What do you prefer to do?
No sleeves have ever been ripped in my
Bullshit.
time.
Bring
Yeah.
back the pipes, I reckon.
Yeah.
Bring it. I'm going to try to bring them back. Seriously.
Apparently you've been running.
Yeah, I try to run regularly anyway.
Scope said he saw you trotting around town.
Yeah, I trot around town. I just ticking the legs over.
Yeah.
How many Ks you doing?
Not many. You only run for about 20 to 30 minutes, so it's not record pace, that's for sure.
No.
But-
Just a trot. Time on pins, mate. Time on
pins.
K's in the legs.
K's in the legs, but also just clearing the headspace. You know,
It's
Out
good
in
for
nature.
that. Dude. It's good for that.
Beautiful sun out. I hate running when it's overcast, but when it's sunny, it's beautiful. You just breathe it all in. You say, "This is what it's all about, baby."
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Love it.
What's your favourite surface to run on?
I don't really think about that unless. I mean, I just run on road.
Riveting stuff.
Yeah.
What's your favourite runner?
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to an episode of Bloke in a Bar, brought to you by Bloke Beer, the best beer in all the land. Get down to your local, grab a case of Bloke Beer. We are now located in every single bottle-o, every single Celebrations, Porter's Liquor, and IJ Plus Liquor in New South Wales and ACT.
Boom.
That's our OG beer. So in New South Wales and ACT, if you've got a Celebrations, Bottle-O, IGA Plus Liquor or a Porter's Liquor, they will stock our OG beer. Plus, we're in every Liquor Legends in New South Wales and Queensland. We're in heaps more stores. If you go to our website, blokeinabar.com, you put in your postcode, it'll show you nearest stockist. Also, dad shirts are still, the pre-sale is still live. Go to bloke.shop. We're now we've got a package where you can choose between best dad, cool dad, or grumpy dad, plus a dad stubby cooler for $59.95. So head to the website, grab that package, perfect for Father's Day, or if you're a dad, you can buy it for yourself. Gentlemen, I've got the great Tom and Eddie and Tom from Hello Sport here. How you going?
Good.
Fantastic.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
Great to be here. Humbled to be here.
Humbled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humbled.
This is a humbling experience.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm
appreciate
feeling
it.
humbled.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Proud
it
as well.
I'm
Proud.
humbled too.
Proud,
Yeah.
humbled.
I thought you might be.
If everyone's humbled, does that mean that no one's humbled? If you know what I mean?
Well,
Because humble would have to be like less
no,
than.
if everyone was fat, is no one fat?
I think we'll put it this way. You can be starstruck. Both people can be starstruck meeting each other.
Oh, that is a clashing of worlds.
Well, two stars colliding.
Yeah. That is a bizarre situation when if two stars are starstruck,
Yep.
because did that star struck the other star?
Yeah. It's like two lightning bolts hitting each other.
Yeah.
Who asked for the photo first, you reckon? The lesser star or the bigger star?
Well,
You would probably assume the bloke.
What is star etiquette?
I think stars write their own rules sometimes.
yeah, you'd think so.
I would think so.
Well,
Like
you-
Leo, for example. would
You two
march to
being
the beating
stars,
zone
I just
drum.
thought you'd know.
Well,
I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't go that far.
that far. Again, humbled, but
Humbled to be here.
yeah,
Now,
just humbled to be.
Look, talking about stars and just stars, really.
Stars getting humbled at the moment.
Yeah, stars again.
They're getting humbled. The great Kalen Ponga and Kurt Mann.
Yep.
Now, they've been videoed coming out of a cubicle.
Yep.
Now, I personally think the only thing they should apologise for is being young and hot. Because they're two young hot boys going in a cubicle.
Yep.
Let them do what they need to do.
Yeah.
A perishable blow, you reckon?
Yeah.
Look, how many blokes have been as young as hot as these two blokes? So they don't know the pressures of being a young hot.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough being young and being hot. If you believe Ponga's old man, he just bought a house.
That's
you had too
the
much to
problem that
drink.
young and hot people have.
That's
Just
right.
bought a fucking
Yep.
house.
Had too much to drink, had to nip in there, and Kurt Mann, being
A good bloke.
one of the great mans all time, goes in there to hold
And
back
one of
his
the great
hair.
Kurt's.
One of the great Kurt's. Goes in there to hold back his hair.
Which
And I'm-
is long. It's as long as I've seen it for a while.
Oh, it's pretty long. I mean, the fringe is pretty long. You got to get it, get
you got
that
to
out
hold
of your
the
eyes.
fringe back.
And you guys have never helped your mate when he's sick? Like,
Fucking oath I have.
I've helped mates.
I actually had a little boot a couple of weeks ago and he came in and helped me out.
Fucking oath.
So, I think the only thing they should apologise is for being young and hot.
Yeah. Maybe Ponga fucking spilt some Tommy sauce on his jumper because they were at a pub, they were eating chips.
He goes, how the fuck am I going to get this out? Kurt Mann goes,
I know.
I'm a stain guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, how are you a stain guy? He goes, I watch these videos of this guy called King of the Stains. Me.
Yeah.
So he's fucking taught off
They probably
me.
had that literal video there going, fuck, how do we get this
There's
stain out?
there's a lot of unknowns. That's what I'll say. There's a lot of unknowns.
I
Poor
tell you
fellas.
what, that snooty fucking bar manager. Ooh, this is what a surprise! You're like, fuck off, mate. You've clearly got someone to come in and film it as well. You little prick. Let him live.
Seriously, look, bad, yeah, okay, stuff up, all that kind of stuff, I agree. But, like, let's not make this, like, the end of the world.
Well,
kind of
I don't
stuff.
think not a great look when your team's playing.
Oh, 100%.
And you're out with a fucking head injury.
all of that is true. Like, I agree. Like, not a great look, if your team's
team's
playing
shit.
and you weren't allowed to be out, all that kind of stuff. But also, like, and there should be a punishment. But at the same time, like, let's not make this, like, fucking crazy. He doesn't care and all this kind of other rhetoric that's begun to come out.
I think you can. I don't think it's a crazy. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I don't think it's that crazy a fucking thing to be like, well, he doesn't seem to give much of a fuck.
No.
Team.
I'm not saying that that's crazy to say. I'm saying let's not make this a Mitch Pearce situation where the bloke is on TV crying and being sent across to the fucking to do like.
I don't think it. Yeah, I don't think it's that. I think because that's maybe. But I do think like you need to that's not. I'd be fucking dirty if that was one of the Manly boys who's out injured, not watching the game. And Like, I get it from that side. Again, we've established he's hot and he's cool and he's fucking whatever. But
Super cool.
I think get it together, bro. You're getting paid a shitload of money.
No, I'm totally with you. I agree. Like, it is wrong. He should be punished. But I do think that there's going to be a few people that take this as an opportunity to put the boot in.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not actually going to be about, like, what is actually going on and how can he help or not help or what should he fix or not fix. It's going to be... you just know where the rhetoric's going to go with this. What do you think Newcastle do? What do you think they do?
Fucking fine him.
Because it's like, what's really weird is that if Clemmer got stood down for swearing at someone, and then in the same week everything's going on with Ponga, and granted, yep, they did the wrong thing. There's no denying that for sure, and they should be punished. But then, like, Anari and Bradman Best get stood down for being late to a bus. It's like...
You know how they could punish him? Make him fucking play the rest of the season. With the Knights. Enjoy that. Enjoy that shit. Make him watch every single game they play. That'd be a punishment.
Has he been stripped of the captaincy?
Nah, they're still waiting. Again...
Pretty funny how Skip's not watching. He's like, man, I can't watch this shit.
Yeah, it's interesting. It puts the club in a bit of a very tough spot because it's like they obviously need Ponga, but at the same time, it's like you've got to also punish him because it's absolutely the wrong thing. He should not. It's tough because like maybe the club had given him the days off. Yeah. The one thing that I think is definitely wrong. And look, it's hard because like I've been young and injured. I haven't been hot, but I've been young and injured. And like it's very hard as a young bloke. And look, you're going to sit there and go, "Oh, he gets paid $1 million." I agree. But as a young bloke, and you're sitting there home on a weekend, and you want to go out and drink with the boys, it's very hard to not do that when you're like, let's say you're 80% through a recovery or something. Like, for example, right now, Kalen Ponga says he's feeling no symptoms from the head knocks. He feels totally fine, but he's been ruled out just to be really cautious. At the end of the day, you shouldn't have been crook in a cubicle because I'm assuming the connection is he was crook because he was drinking.
We could have had a bad sausage roll.
Could have a bad sausage. Maybe they need to investigate where he's at.
Yeah.
Food poisoning.
Food poisoning gets you.
He can strike.
They can fucking strike.
Oh, he can strike. 1 minute you're having fish burgers, next minute.
I tell you what, that would have been a better lead off.
Got food poisoning.
Food poisoning.
I tell you what, and I love all of my friends. I'm not going near you if you're fucking in a toilet with food poisoning. I'm not coming near you. Kurt Mann's a better man than I.
Well, that's why he's Kurt Mann.
Yeah. Fuck.
Kurt the man.
Kurt the man.
Yeah, look, it sucks. It sucks because
But
like,
I agree to your point though. Like when it's like, oh, you know, young and yeah, like it's not the worst fucking thing in the world by any means. But when your team sucks and you're a big dick swinger,
he's a big dick swinger.
Poor optics. Optics are poor.
Absolutely.
optics, mate. The optics are disgraceful.
I guess I get a bit surprised at like that. I would assume, being such a big player, that he would be up with the club in Brisbane.
That's what I would have thought.
Unless he's been given the weekend off. You know what I mean?
Buy a mansion.
To buy a mansion, as some people do.
Maybe he's got a mansion clause where it's like, listen, I got my eye on a mansion. I'm not coming to watch this shit this weekend. I don't have the time.
Oh, fuck.
Possibly. Again, I probably think it's more because, you know, I don't want to have to put myself through it, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunate that it's, regardless of like, you know, whether there are people out there that are going to make this a bigger deal or whatever, at the end of the day, like, Kalen has put himself in this position, and Kurt as well. And so the Knights unfairly have been placed in this position where they've got a new guy, Peter Parr, I think his name is. I honestly don't know what the right, like, what do you suspend him? Is it a big fine? Is it?
I think you just fine him.
Is that enough for a guy that earns $1 million a year?
Would you strip the captaincy? Would you go that far?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, you probably, can you have him being captain still?
Probably,
I don't know.
Maybe not. It's not second grade.
That's what I'm saying. Like for example,
just give it to Jaden Brayley.
In a perfect world, you'd always want your captain to choose not to do that. Again, we've all fucked up. There's no denying that at all. But the Knights are just in such a tough spot because I personally don't know what they do. Like, let's say if it was Broncos, for example. If I'm being honest, if it was Broncos, I would probably say,
what would put it this way? What would the Roosters do? What would the Storm do?
As I said, like, I just think that, I just hope that it doesn't spiral into this like crazy fucking, you know, deal, when in reality he should get his punishment, learn he's young, he's dumb, and move on. He's what, 25 now? 24, so he's still relatively young. He's not a like baby at all. He knows right from wrong for sure.
The NRL media are using it as a nice little jumping off point to, you know, start questioning why he gets paid so much. Does he turn up enough? Does he play enough footy?
And that's, yeah. And look, if you want to have that argument, you can, but I don't know whether this is an example. Like,
I think it's a mistake. I think it's a mistake that Pong has made that is given, that opened the door for these conversations to happen, right?
Which is his own fault.
It's his own fault.
Yeah.
He has been injury prone.
Yeah.
He hasn't played. He hasn't produced the form that he'd want to for the Knights consistently. He rips and tears for Origin. There's questions about his, and then when you do something like this with all of the context, which is you're not watching the game. Like, so it's not unreasonable.
No, I agree.
To start asking those questions and saying those things, because you're going, well, what the fuck, dude?
I think it's more just like, I hope it doesn't spiral out of control, rather than I can understand why these headlines are created, because it's like, you're right, it does. It opens. It's just, there's no denying that it opens the door for all those questions, and whether you argue that, well, is he committed? Well, he's literally currently unable to play because he's been hit in the head so much. That sounds pretty commitment to me.
Yeah. Maybe it'll spiral out of control a little bit with just the Knights generally. Bradman Best Tuala stood down for not meeting team.
See, I thought
essentially they need another scandal.
Coaches.
I thought the Anari Tuala thing, Tuala and Best thing, I thought that was almost thrown out to distract. Because it's like, for being late to the bus, you got dropped. That's pretty hectic.
Well, you'd want to fucking...
It's a pretty hectic distraction.
It's not that good of a distraction.
No, it's not. It's not great.
It's a shit distraction. If that's a distraction, I'm like, well, nice try.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, for being late to the bus, there's got to be more than that.
Well,
maybe it was the last. Maybe it was the final straw, as they say. The final straw. Look, this will blow over. We know that. It's got to keep your head down, bum up,
and not in like
cubicle. Not in a cubicle.
Well, not in
on
a
the
cubicle.
field.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. These things always blow over.
Yeah,
they blow.
When you're young and hot, you're almost guaranteed a scandal.
Well, you're not really verified. You don't get your blue tick as a young hot boy until you do get a scandal.
There was some memes floating around of Joey knighting Ponga.
Saw that.
That was pretty fun
stuff.
All the great centre scandal.
It's really hard for me to judge, because I'm like, I take myself back to when I was 25, and
I don't judge him.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are. It's just like, I know that feeling of sitting at home. You got nothing to do. The boys are out, and you're like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to go out, and then you go, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I think that this is actually a great. It sounds stupid, but I actually think this is a good thing for Kalen, because it will pull him. Like,
kick up the arse, reckon.
I just reckon it'll just focus him.
Maybe he knew that. Maybe he's like, you know what? I need a fucking scandal to get my... I'm going off track a little bit here. I need a scandal and pull me back in a line.
Well, it's just like you
Did
don't
you look at Munster and go, fuck, he's been playing well this year?
Yeah,
because look what
he's
Munster
been doing.
did.
Fuck,
Look
he's
at the
been playing.
cheese.
Yeah.
I'd question the timing of the scandal. Maybe you'd want it
Wait a little bit.
Well, you probably want it coming into the new year, so you can truly focus.
I'd be surprised if Kalen doesn't have a massive year next year. And to be fair, like when he does play, he's always the Knights' best. So I think that people that say, "Oh, he's just terrible for the Knights," I don't really. He's obviously, he goes to another level in Origin, but I still think he's pretty good for the Knights. Again, is he playing worth $1 million? Not yet, but he's not playing worth 400K.
No.
God, no.
He's often their best player.
100%.
Often.
Not difficult.
He is victim of, being in a team on the rebuild. If you want to
good
put it
old
that way.
rebuild.
Yes.
So yeah, like a focus Ponga though next year will be great for the club. It gives the club a really good reason to I guess lay the law down and be like, let's move forward like this. So hopefully bounces back for the better. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. 'Cause I don't know what the answer is. I really don't know. Like, do you take the captaincy? Then does he become less committed because he's not the cap? You know what I mean? Like, then he loses his connection to the leadership, or I don't know what you do. To be honest, I do feel sorry for the Knights fans and that have struggled all year, and then they've got to deal with this at the end of the year when they've been so loyal as fans. It does suck for them, unfortunately. But KP, he'll bounce back. He'll bounce back. He'll bounce back. He'll be as young and as hot as ever next year. Now,
Still young and hot.
he's still young and hot. You can't take that away from him. Corey Orban.
Yeah.
Brother Normie. Did you see that?
This is good gear.
This was rugby
good honest
league.
gear. I tell you what, he's lucky that.
This is a throwback.
But
It is a throwback.
It is. It's he's lucky that Hopper did it first, because otherwise it'd be called the Normie. You know what I mean? Because Hopper and people that's the term now. You're hoppering someone. Whereas
8-week
Normie
ban.
did a hopper.
He did a hopper as opposed to doing a normie.
The Normie.
Yeah, which would have stuck.
Now the boldness of the Normie though.
It was bold.
It was like it's the difference between the hopper and the normies. I think the hopper's a little bit more like kind of cloak and dagger, like you're on top, Nina.
Sort of.
But normie's like reach around.
Well, I think he was probably thinking, I'm just holding him down,
Fucking didn't look like it.
The reach around was brazen.
It was brazen. The normie reach around.
The normie reach around. If it's there and you just sort of
You just sort of
plugging away, it's
inquiring.
you're inquiring, asking questions.
Yeah.
So the reach around,
That's different. The reach around is intention.
Yeah, well, the reach around is look at me, look what I'm
the
doing.
reach around all check.
You could argue that Hopper Whitey would be like more of a manslaughter thing, because it's like, it wasn't intentional, but
Yeah, I couldn't help it.
I couldn't help
It
it.
was a moment of passion.
yeah, one moment of passion, hot blood. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
whereas normally
and
always
I had
that
a
was
poke where I was
premeditated.
premeditated murder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
If you're
man.
using court terms.
Yes.
Obviously.
Premeditated oil change.
That's right.
Is 8 weeks fair?
Oh, it feels about right.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. You can't be changing oil
You can't be checking the oil.
mid-game anyway. If it's something you want
Just
to
a
do
mid-game oil
afterwards.
check. He's just seen he's got enough oil for the rest of the game.
Well, I don't think he's just checking. I think he's booked in an inspection there.
Well, he's checking the oil and the prostate at that point.
Yeah, I think he's checking the prostate. That's for sure.
I can't believe it.
See if
It's
there's anything on the
fantastic.
shelf.
Yeah, exactly.
So rugby league over in the Super League.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
well,
brilliant.
you probably look. Normally, probably thinks to himself, "Jesus, no one watches these games.
Yeah, no one will notice.
no one will notice. No one will care.
so
Do
funny.
they even televise these games? Anyway, turns out they do.
Yeah.
Turns out there's people watching, and it's a review committee as well.
Yeah, they
Look,
are.
I think in the context of the game, probably not appropriate, but we've all fiddled about with our mates from time to time.
Check the oil.
Check your mate's oil. There.
Well, you're not a mate until you've checked your mate's oil.
Yeah, you're not mates who you've checked each other's oil.
You've always said that.
I have always said
Well,
that.
how do you think? Well, why do you think we're all so friendly on this panel here?
Yeah.
Right? Why do you think it is?
We check each other's oil every
each
day.
Check each other's oil.
Before every show.
That's right. Come in 15 minutes early for an oil change.
It's oily.
Oh, yeah.
Goodness.
Now, boys,
What?
like,
Tanah Boyd, was that
Tanah.
Tanah Boyd?
Tanah.
Is that what we're...
no, I'm just looking at so clearly the Kemp curse wasn't a thing. We've proven that now.
No,
Doesn't exist.
No, it's a fuck. What? 'Cause
But you
beat
guys
the
do
Knights?
seem cursed.
We are cursed. The whole fucking season's been cursed. We've been saying that all year. The season is fucking cursed.
Now, but is there anything that yous can do to get rid of that?
Well,
curse?
we've got an off season to work it out.
Yeah.
Because I think that
We've tried a couple of things.
I think you actually trying to curse me and speaking to the footy gods actually cursed you.
We were already in a curse, so there was nothing that we could do.
But you've made the curse much worse.
No, that's not true.
Because you were going not very great. No, it was really bad.
That wasn't us.
Look.
That had nothing to do with us.
You can only analyse these things properly in the fullness of time.
Yeah.
Now, you are getting very lippy about saying there's no Broncos curse, no Kemp curse.
Just
I can
wait.
guarantee you
Wait.
that in the fullness of time, there will be.
Yeah.
It'll prove that there in fact is one. Now, Manly have been cursed all year. Doesn't mean we haven't won football games.
That's how good we are.
That's how that curses work. Brave.
Bravest year all year.
That's what they're
All
saying.
season, all
Bravest
decade.
season
Well, good judges, Denon, are saying that it's the bravest season of all time.
in the history of rugby league. Bravest.
Wow.
Yep.
Good judges, great judges, all saying it.
High court judges.
Did you guys know that the Titans were that good, like that they could dominate you like that, or not?
I think they played particularly good.
Well, they played premiership football.
Yeah.
We, unfortunately, having the Roosters beat the Cowboys, I think the night before, it relatively sealed Manly's fate.
So you gave up.
Well, no, not that. The curse was what it was, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, wow.
Just rolled
that's
over?
really fuck- Well, I don't know if they rolled over necessarily. I certainly think the referee. The curse is the curse, dude. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. It's been we lose an immortal in waiting in Tom Trbojevic, right? That's huge.
Yeah.
We have some ideological shit show that went on.
Yeah. Look, some issues.
We had some issues that
we
were
dealt
not
with internally, but, you know.
dealt with internally. We've
talked about externally.
yeah.
We've got players asking to leave.
Players asking to leave. Players going to prison.
Players breaking down, injured.
Players breaking down injured.
Not good.
Not good. Desi's hasn't found a shampoo that's worked for him all year.
No,
and
he hasn't.
usually he's good with that.
New stadium,
Yeah.
new surface,
New surface.
new expectations.
Rule change. They changed the
Oh,
rules
they did
basically
change the
just to
rules.
fuck Manly over because we were too good last year. I mean, it is what it is.
Poor refereeing.
Yeah. Awful
Cursed.
refereeing.
Yeah. Do you reckon Tanah Boyd?
50 different jerseys.
Do you reckon Tanah Boyd is like the next Joey, or no?
Fuck off, Dan.
Oh wow! It was. It's one of the worst performances I've personally seen.
You've ever seen? Okay. So with that
Lucky
in
Clemby
mind,
didn't go to you guys. He would look terrible in brown and white.
with that in mind, it
Clemens
must
more
be
stoked.
clear to you that we are cursed, right?
Yeah.
You can see that now.
I think you've cursed the club. Yes.
you think I have?
You
guys.
No.
How?
Well, I think that as you
can't just say we curse the club because we know why.
well, as your prominence has grown, the footy gods have taken notice, and then a few things you've done, like trying to curse me. The footy gods don't like that because they like me. Footy gods like me. They've turned around and they've
I don't know
gone.
if they do.
They've reflected it back, reversed it. You know, reverse card. They reverse card you. Now you're cursed. You're one of the worst performances I've seen in a very long time from a Manly side.
Well, we're down on troops. Down on troops. Down on confidence.
Look, we're down on troops playing
Sometimes
in foreign
you
land.
play, but also like playing against a bunch of fucking losers. Yeah, it's hard to get up against loser sides. You know what I mean? That's
played
no
for your
disrespect to the
season.
Titans. We weren't. The season's already over.
Season was done.
Season was done. Season was done.
Oh, do you guys? What's the lowest you guys can finish?
Probably 14th.
14th.
Yeah.
No, we're good from here. We're not going. Can we get to 14th?
Yeah, I saw it in the paper the other day. Actually, no, I saw a post of where the highest a team can finish
Yeah.
and the lowest a team can finish.
We humped the Sharks.
We can still finish 8th.
Well, you could reverse the curse this week because Manly versus Sharks this week at Brookvale. Sharks have won 6 games out of the 48 at Brookvale and haven't won this since 2008.
Look, the reality is that a curse is not reversed by a win of a game. The same way that your curse is reversed by the fact that you beat the Knights. Wow, fucking amazing. So the curse won't be reversed even if we do win on the weekend.
There's a lot of work to be done in the off-season. A lot of work.
Do you reckon Desi will still be a coach next year?
If he isn't the coach, then whoever's making those decisions also needs to fucking.
Club in crisis, you reckon?
Well, I mean, I don't.
There's
think so.
always, look, at Manly, you get used to it. There's always whispers of something going on. There's always a certain level of disharmony. Always. But that's how you fucking win comps.
That's how exactly.
That's how you win comps. So that's not nothing new. You're not going to rattle us with those sort of rumours.
No.
Absolutely not. He's left before. So, you know.
I don't
we've
think
experienced it.
There is no other coach.
But I'd be shocked, given the current market, whereby I would be shocked if you got rid of him. I think that if you look over the bridge at our little West Tigers friends and you go, Jesus Christ, it's not like there's coaches fucking
coming out the arse.
No, certainly not.
Tough times.
Tough times.
Yeah.
But not that tough.
No.
Because we come back next year, we win the comp. So, like, it's not that tough.
It's
we
just
also didn't win a spoon like you did. Like, you fucking won a spoon like 2 seasons ago. People threw wooden spoons onto the ground. That was pathetic. A club as big and as powerful and as rich as you, literally a one city team, won the spoon. Fucking appalling. I think most people would agree that was the most pathetic season in the history of rugby league. So when stacked up against that, I'm not that fussed.
No.
There's peaks, there's troughs.
Yeah.
You take it in your stride.
You're in a
move
trough
on.
right now, that way.
Yeah, we're in a trough. Yeah.
Curse-based.
Curse-based trough. They happen. Tommy comes back next year, wins another Dally M, 4 and backflips on the Titans. We win the comp.
What was funny though, Fosdog actually did play really well for you guys.
Always
he was
does.
probably your best player.
Always
Do you
does.
think he was doing it because he was so excited to get to Gold
No,
Coast?
because he doesn't quit. He hasn't been quitting.
No, he doesn't make me quit. Kid don't quit.
Just turns up.
Except for quitting the Manly go to Titans.
Well, he didn't quit.
It
We
was-
actually
no.
flicked him, which, is that a good decision?
Oh, it's tough times. Tough times, boys.
Particularly when there doesn't seem to be like a, 6 in waiting.
Well, Schuster keeps getting dropped. So
Schuster's not playing the best
Schuster's
football
not
all the
playing
time.
the best football in back row, which is not the position that he's
Oh, God.
for next year.
But speaking of the Titans, Tanah Boyd, Fafita has actually come out and said it's good to be alongside him and hopefully we can stay there long term. It'll be good for us. So he's basically saying like he wants Tanah Boyd there next year. They've got Foran coming. Do you think that there could be a world where Tanah becomes the main 7 rather than Sexton?
They've got
Yep. I mean, he played well. Certainly played well.
you got to string them together over a period of time. One good game doesn't maketh the man, as they say.
They do say that.
It's been said. I tell you who I wouldn't be getting rid of either is AJ Brimson.
He's so fucking good.
Kid can play.
Kid can play.
Kid played.
He's
on
been
the
playing all
weekend.
year.
He's
played.
been playing.
I tell you
I'm not
what,
getting rid of that kid.
That kid,
No way. But then I'm also like,
that kid ran circles around Manly. It didn't look like we wanted to touch him or tackle him.
there was that try towards the end of the second half, I think.
Or first half.
Was it the first
Where
half?
he ran around like 50 people.
Was that the first half or second
I think it
half?
was in the first half. But I don't know because I tried to block it out.
Okay. Look, this is what happens when you have something, bad, traumatic happening.
You block it out?
You block it out. But he can play. So
No.
you're hanging on to him. They've got to get rid of some stock though.
I don't know what they're going to do. Seriously.
They need to start offloading.
Give us
Tanner,
Foran
Sexton.
back.
No, they need-
Or
Give him back.
Have Tanner and Sexton, AJ at the back, and you come back home.
And we'll
Stay
take
home.
Jaden Campbell as well.
And give us Jaden. Don't know where we're playing, but
Well, we'll work it out.
put him on the sting.
on the pick and swing.
Yeah, maybe.
Put him in the halves.
In fact, you keep Jaden.
Keep Jaden.
We'll just have fun.
You just want Foz back?
No, give us Jaden as well. Fuck it.
Um,
We'll find him. We'll fit him.
The Titans played well though, right?
they played pretty good, yeah. Pretty good.
Like they played arguably football that could win you the comp.
What I
No, about that. I think it was the fact you guys completed at 55%.
I think if Manly scored that try off the opening fucking set, basically, from Olakawatu, and it didn't get taken back for what was not a knock-on, maybe it was a knock-on, not a knock-on, then I think we go on to one of the great wins and potentially runs to the premiership. But it was not to be.
Oh, it was a sliding doors moment, that's for sure.
It was. Shout out to that movie.
It's hard to complete at a high level after that happens, when you get robbed of a try.
no team's ever bounced back.
No.
Mate, seriously.
Changes the whole fabric of the game.
Munster switched to fullback.
That was condescending.
Yeah, it was. I didn't appreciate it.
I didn't like that.
Do you guys like Munster at fullback though?
I like Munster anywhere. I like him here or
I
there.
like him on the park.
Yeah.
He's a park player. Bit of footy about him.
Oh, a bit of footy about the kid.
Bit of footy about him. Just a
Yeah.
park footy player. but in the NRL.
He like if you like unwrapped his DNA sequence, you'd find plenty of football in there.
Oh, fuck yeah, you would.
You'd look at it and you go, this kid's a footballer.
He's a footballer.
Footballer, park footballer, plenty of football.
I wonder why they always go like when it's all flashy, they go, "Oh, it's park footy," but it's like I don't see park footy that fucking good.
Nah. You don't see it.
Park footy's
But what
pretty-
you do see is park footy where dudes try that shit and they don't pull it off. So it's like park footy panache, but actually being able to make it work.
Execute
On
Well,
the
it.
big
it's
stage.
it's playing carefree footy, and park footy can be carefree, especially if it's
Yeah.
fists at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's pretty carefree.
It's as carefree as it
cares.
gets.
Well, they're usually rocking up hungover.
exactly.
That's how little they care.
Well, it's carefree.
Carefree.
That's probably their motto, boys. Let's not care one bit.
The less we care, the better we'll go.
Yeah.
I wonder how you'd go if instead of essentially carefree footy is fuck it footy,
Oh,
which
it is
I've
fuck-
always
no, it
been.
is fuck it
They're the same thing, so I've stopped myself there. If you play fuck it footy, you're going to win games.
Like
Not
it's-
always going to win comps, but you win games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Walkers brothers used to play a bit of fuck it footy.
Well, they had
fuck
just
yeah.
pretty much their MO was fuck it footy.
and they won a comp.
Well, there you go. So you can
think
win
they won a
comps
comp.
playing fuck it footy.
Yeah, they did.
It was in the fuck it footy leagues.
It's
you
in
know what I
Q Cup.
which is fuck it footy.
Oh, I'd say Q Cup's a bit higher than fuck it footy.
But they're playing fuck it footy in the non-professional league, so it's fuck it footy. That's where fuck it footy, you know.
Okay. I think it would be interesting if you could take that route, Eddie. If you just walked into an NRL dressing room and you said, "Boys, who gives a fuck? Who cares? We're getting paid heaps."
Well, that's pretty much what Manly needs to do for the remainder of the season and this weekend.
Do you reckon Desi just walks in and says, "Boys, who gives a shit?"
Yeah.
The time is now for fuck it footy at Manly.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I think we go out there this weekend and hump the South into the earth. Oh, it's Sharks into the earth.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, we need Schuster literally not even not looking anywhere. Put a bag over his head. Mate, fucking have him running backwards for this game. I don't know. Just try something.
But yeah, Munster fullback, far out. He's been good. He just
Are you keeping him there
for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
For this year, it's like when
for
he
this
gets
year,
back.
for 2022?
2022, I'm keeping him there, 100%, all the way to as far as you can go. But, mate, he's so good. Like, I'm just trying to think of another player that is like him. He's just so raw. And every time he gets the ball, nothing's on. And then a few steps into it, something's on. It's incredible. He's so good to watch.
When they talk about like early in the year, you know, like Cleary, there was like a lot of Cleary, like, you know, greatest half of his generation, comparing him to sort of Joey and Cooper Cronk. There were a couple of articles just in terms of like where they were at in similar stages of their season, you know, which is like high praise. But then you look at someone like Munster, is he sort of getting into that fucking, not all-timer category, but like, you know, he's getting up there as like one of the greats in terms of what he can do. And
Yeah,
where
it's
he can
interesting.
play
It's
and-
an interesting conversation because, like, I think he's only won not only but two premierships. So, like, when you actually, even though he's never finished lower than I think second or third in his whole career,
Jesus, must be nice.
he still hasn't. Like, for example, if you want to compare him to Lockie, I think Lockie won like 4 premierships.
Joey only won 2.
Yeah. I think the reason why Joey stands out is because when you actually watch him play. But I also think that even though he had a good strong side, nowhere near as the system that Munster came in through.
I think more like, because I mean, Cronk and Joey are, you know, they're halfbacks specifically, but just his ability to fucking dominate in the halves, at fullback, in Origin, for the Storm, like just in any way, he just seems to be able to. So not necessarily comparing him as a playmaker to Joey, but just like about the type of footballer he is and what he's able to do.
What I will say is I think that a lot of like young people that are just beginning to watch rugby league or, you know, early teenage years probably do see him as like similar-ish to the Wally Lewis of our time. Now, I'm not saying that he is Wally Lewis, but I think he does have a reputation for, Munster turns up to Origin fucking rips. Like, he's pretty much the biggest Origin player in the game right now, bar none. You can almost guarantee a good series from him.
Well, an excellent series.
Yeah, better than good, like incredible. And so I think there are a lot of young kids that would look at Munster probably and put him up in that quite esteemed. Like, again, I'm not saying that he did the same as Wally or even Lockie or even Thurston, But
Still got time though as well.
he's still got time, and also he's coming through an era at the Maroons where we're nowhere near as strong as we were the last 15 years or whatever. So it's going to be really interesting to see where he lands at the end of his career compared to the greats. I think you could start. I don't think you could have the conversation yet with greats, but if you're just talking about generation, I think you could start having the conversations of is he the best 6 of the last 10 years? Maybe.
What if he goes to the Dolphins or wins a comp?
Then you're putting him up in. I reckon you're putting him up with the greats.
Territory.
Yeah. If he goes wins a comp, you're putting him up with the greats 100%. Like it's like Glenn Lazarus going to Brizzy winning a comp, going to Storm winning a comp. Obviously, he did it twice. Canberra. But yeah, if Munster can go to the Dolphins and win a comp, I think you put him in the all-time conversation at least. Whereas right now, I think he's in the generation, last 10 years. Yeah, last 10 years, probably
Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, for sure. He's fucking so good.
It would be, that's a carrot for me. To go and work with Wayne, get paid fucking stupid money.
Mate.
Dare to dream of winning a comp at a certain point. That's a carrot I must admit I would not be able to refuse.
Yeah, getting paid huge coin.
I'm out of there if I'm him.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later.
Well, that's the thing.
Thanks for a couple of comps. Maybe I'll win one this year. Maybe I'll win one next year. And then I'm out.
Then I'm gone.
100%.
That's what's so hard for Melbourne to keep him. Even if Melbourne could offer him 1.2, 1.3, he may just go, look, I've already won Prems. I'm going to go to Brizzy. That's where I'm from, Queensland.
Yeah.
At the very least, I'm going to enjoy it because I'm back in Queensland. I want to be here. And then if I win a comp, I'm one of the GOATs.
He's already won comp. Mate, honestly, I'd be shocked if he doesn't go.
Yeah, same.
It wouldn't make any sense. Especially the money, the great and the powerful Braith and Astor.
We said 1.5 at the start of the year. People were like, that's insanity, but I don't think it's so insane.
I don't think so.
I
think Braith walks in, flops it on
Braith
the table
can do it, yeah.
and goes, listen.
Flops that big tanned cock ears out. Goes.
This thing demands 1.5.
Well, I'll tell you what, he must be preoccupied because he's got the best tan in the game.
Yeah.
It's just golden.
Perfect. Dude.
It's perfect.
Yeah. It's like a cookie.
I want to know whether it's all natural.
No, I definitely think so. I'll back him in.
You back him in for natural?
Yeah,
Great boy.
Yeah.
I'll back him in.
What about if he hasn't gotten out of sun for a while? It's all year round, that tan.
Yeah, he
doesn't
goes
miss
out
a
on the
beat.
driveway and gets into his work.
I can
Plays
see
a lot
him
of golf.
Plays a lot of golf. Yeah, well, that could be it.
Must play a lot of lid-off golf.
Shirtless golf.
I'd pay for that. Shirtless Nasta golf.
Nude golf with Braith and Astor.
Sign me up.
Roosters, do you think they're a chance to win the comp?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
They're ready and raring.
I think they're a chance, 100%.
I don't think they will, but they're looking good. And I like them again. Like the club I hate, but like the players I like. So I'm like, it's a hard one. I love Suoli'i.
Mate, he's a beast.
Suoli'i is a fucking beast.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Joey Manu's a beast. Fucking ridiculous.
Like Suoli'i, just in this year alone, has highlights, 4 or 5 highlights of big shots and steamrolling people. That usually takes a couple of years to build up that kind of highlight reel.
Yeah.
He's a real thing. He's the real deal. He's going to be...
Imagine Brands.
He may well be one of the great handfuls all time from a rugby league perspective.
Yeah.
So you put him in there. Sam Walker's playing all right. Kiri's going well. Tedesco's just doing his thing.
Victor,
he's inflicting. You know what I mean? So you put that all together. Trent Robinson, been there, done it. He knows how to build.
He does.
He knows how to build. Keep a Cronk there with words of wisdom. I think that they can go deep.
Wise words of wisdom.
Wise words of wisdom. Wise words of wisdom.
Yeah.
I think they can go deep. Fucking oath. I think if they're coming up against the Cowboys or the Sharks, chooks.
Well,
chooks for me.
They just did the Cows. They just did them.
I think finals time. I think they do a lot of teams.
Yeah.
I think they make the preliminary final.
Prelim.
If not the grand final.
Wow. So you reckon Penrith Roosters grand final?
Potentially.
Souths.
Souths?
I like
Souths.
Souths.
You like Souths?
I like
Give us a South fucking Roosters.
Oh, that would be
That'd
hectic.
be horn, dude.
We haven't had one of them for a while.
No, dude. Give me Souths Roosters.
Talking about big hot throbbers, Trell is absolutely killing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Love Trell.
Holy shit.
Love
Trell
Trell.
Trell mid.
Do you see his tweet when he was like,
Just putting the Ferrari
in the garage,
Dassault.
Dassault. Yeah, I'm like, bruh.
You're a man.
You are a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I liked how you said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Because he's had a numerous comments that he's backed up this year alone.
Dude, he said after one of the games, I think it was after Parramatta, he's here we come. Like, here comes South. I'm like, oh, that's like horny, like that's like boxing fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like boxing bravado, which you don't get in rugby league where it's like,
You
oh,
don't.
we're going to try and do.
I mean, it was literally
love it.
2 months ago, he was out, injured, and someone was commenting like, nah, Rabbitohs are done, rah. He literally responded, I'm going to come back to this comment in 3 months.
And he did.
And he did.
Love that.
Incredible. Broncos urge to lock in Mann. Do you reckon they keep Mann?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fuck, he's good.
Ma'am's good.
He's so electric and explosive.
I like that. That line break to set up when he scored his try off the back of it. That was. I was like, oh, holy
You guys
shit.
have a weird
Kid can play.
You guys have
Yeah.
a weird like enjoyment of leaving Tamari Martin out of your side for
Martin.
for
Tessie New.
why is that?
Well, Tomato Martin got injured. Then Tessie New came in, killed it the first 2 games. Then he went okay the second 2, but not as good in the first 2. And then he got brought back
Do
in.
you think
Tomato
Martin just has done enough for it to be like, if I'm fit, just fucking put me in?
Oh, well, he'd only really played 7 games since he
Didn't
returned.
you go on like the great win streak when
Yeah.
he came on? You didn't lose a game for like the first
Tessie
6
New
games.
killed it. He got man of the match for the first 2 games he was back.
I just think whenever Tamari is in there, you guys are good.
Oh, 100%. Well, I
Like
think
you don't value the quality of players, you fucking send them away.
I think he's going to be great for the Warriors.
Well, they've got a rich history of
fucking off good players.
yeah, fuck exactly right.
and then bringing it back
And
for
then
Bringing
unders.
them back for
For unders.
shitloads more unders. No, I
For
don't think
unders.
so. No, I don't think so.
One of the great business deals all time.
Oh yeah.
All time.
Yeah,
Literally,
Yeah.
send him away.
If your MO was to lose money,
Send him away, bring him back for unders.
If your
Yeah,
business
yeah,
is
yeah.
burning cash, then
Yeah.
you're right. That's a great.
then you're great. Then you're great. Yeah, I'll be locking him in 100%.
Do you think the Sharks are a chance this year?
No,
Really?
But I like them. I don't think they'll win it.
I
Like, they're not
think they're still a little wet behind the ears as a side.
Like Nico's too wet behind the ears, you reckon?
I don't think Nico's the perfect amount of wet.
Yeah.
I think that the other players who probably don't thrive as much with wet ears, that's the problem you got there.
So he needs to bring them into his world and was it acclimate into
I
the
just-
wet world.
No, I think some people play better wet and some don't.
Yeah.
So they don't all need to be as wet as Nico.
Okay. Oh, so you're saying he tried to bring him in, and they're like, "Look at the wet ears. I hate that shit."
Don't put words in my mouth. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, that's why I'm asking the question.
Saying they're a bit wet behind the ears.
That's all it is. They're just a bit wet behind the ears, I think, in my humble opinion.
Yep.
Humble.
I think that there's other sides when the whips are cracking that get the dub over them.
Ooh, when the whips are cracking.
Yeah. That's September for those that don't know what they're talking about. Whips crack in September.
I wonder where the whips cracking saying come from, because I hope it's not from slavery.
No.
Well, I hope
Surely
not.
it's horse.
Horses.
It's got to be horse related. At least that's how I picture it.
That's how I picture it as well.
like Man from Snowy River shit.
Well, if you're whipping a
one of the
horse,
great
you're, still,
poems
you're
all
going,
time.
you know, who's going to win when the whips are cracking?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm on your horse side. Like if we're talking about where it come from, and you
I
think
like horse racing, whips,
Yeah.
cracking.
Man from Snowy River. Did
Yep.
you have to learn that as in school?
I don't remember it.
I don't remember it, but we did have to learn it in
No,
school.
we didn't.
I don't think if I had to learn it. Maybe we had to study it.
It's the same thing I think that Denham was getting at, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
He's
Yeah.
had a few of these the last couple
Well,
of
no, because a mate of mine actually learnt it and he can recite it.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
old man. That's what I've got in my head.
Study.
So he actually learnt it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is the man from Snowy River? Is he a random man or did he exist?
I think he was a man. A man's man.
Oh, if you're from Snowy River. read
He was a
about
man's
it.
man.
Yeah. Kurt Man.
Nah, not
Not related?
Not Kurt, man. Kurt Man's he is a man. He's the man.
He's a
Kurt Man from Snowy River. You haven't heard that one?
well. That's a double N.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad.
So
A two-end man.
What do you got there, Matty? Nothing.
Just a cough, mate. Just a
What?
cough.
The whips are cracking. You haven't got where that come from.
Oh right, no, I did get it up. You're correct. I
Yeah,
just
of
thought it
course
was
we are.
obvious. Yeah.
From horses.
Yeah, from
Shocking.
horses. Yeah,
You always are.
wagons and stuff.
we're always correct.
We got a quite a bit
We're
of
humble,
feedback. You've been really humble today. I love that about you.
Yep.
You a bit arrogant, a bit of an ego.
Okay.
But
thank
that's
you.
normal, so
I mean,
whatever.
That's just unnecessary. That's just a drive-by. I don't know. That's
But we did get a lot of good feedback on the rescue documentary. Did you watch it?
Still haven't watched it.
Because you're arrogant. You don't listen to your mates.
I can't get this through to you. And shout out if you're a fucking dad who's come out to me and been like, these fucking pricks don't get it. I don't, at the end of the day, have time to sit down and watch a fucking documentary. I'd love to, and when I have the time, I will, but I don't.
So you don't watch any content on anything?
Nothing long form, that's for sure.
Except Joe Rogan.
That's a podcast in your ear. You don't have to look at it.
So basically, like, walk us through it. So your kids go to bed at what time?
Well, to be fair, Evie has probably not been going to bed until like 8, sometimes 9.
8 o'clock. We'll say 8. 8, is that fair?
No, because she goes into bed at 8, but she's not sleeping well at the moment.
When do you close the door?
Honestly, it depends night to night. You dumb fucks don't get it.
Okay,
I don't have a schedule here.
Okay.
And then there are times where it's
There'd
like...
be an average, though.
There'd be an average, but also...
I just said
there's
8
always an
o'clock,
average.
There would
then
also
she'll stay
be-
up till 9, say, some nights.
Yeah.
Some nights she'll go straight
But
to sleep.
there also, it doesn't matter if there's an average. There would also be times where you would close the door and go, that's beautiful, she's asleep. And then you've got 2 to 4 hours to
No, you don't. You know what?
tell me.
Then I got to come downstairs, and you know what we got to do? Me and the missus, we got to get some dinner ready.
Okay.
Then we got to have
TV can be on while you got the dinner going?
No, TV can't be on.
Oh, okay.
Dinner.
Okay, yeah.
You
So
don't
get
know
the dinner
this.
ready?
Get
Okay.
the dinner ready.
Yep.
Sit down. My wife may want to engage in a little bit of conversation.
Watch it with her.
No,
So you don't
she
eat
mi-
till 9:30 at night.
Sometimes, bro. Sometimes we don't. It depends.
So you are telling us that dads don't watch Netflix.
No,
Is
that's
that
not
what you're
I'm saying.
telling
That's
us?
not what I'm saying.
Because that's what I'm hearing.
That's not what I'm telling you. It's
Or
also
are you,
not on Netflix. It's
are
on
you,
Disney Plus.
Or are you
Which I don't
just
have at
so
home.
busy that you're a super dad? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying either of those things. What I'm
Sound
saying
like a
is,
grumpy dad.
Sound like you're a grumpy
What I'm
dad.
saying is we just don't have time. I've got to prioritize my time.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes I'm working late. You got to work. You just
Fuck,
got to
that
fucking
content
pound
won't
that.
wait,
Mate,
bruh.
it doesn't fucking, it
The
doesn't
content
rest.
won't wait.
And then on the weekend, you know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Being a fucking dad. Took Evie to the aquarium on Saturday. So, you know,
hell,
what am
bro.
I going to do? Then I got to come home and I got to do some other
When do you
bullshit,
reckon you'll get an
probably.
opportunity to watch any form of content?
Fuck, dude, I'm not sure.
Do you have YouTube on your phone? Or do you delete that because you don't need it?
No, well, I do need it because our content goes on YouTube. So I gotta-
Okay.
yeah.
So you upload the content from your phone, do you?
Well, our producer does it.
Why do you need it then?
Well, because I've got to be able to keep an eye on how things are tracking. You know?
Well, if you ever
Just
get
keep asking him, mate.
Yeah,
you
well,
know.
hopefully one
You might-
day.
You
No,
might get
keep
a new-
asking
you
me.
might get a
I
new
want to
answer.
watch it. I want to watch it. Trust me. I
might
want
get
to
a
watch
new
it.
I feel sorry for you, bro. I feel
Thank
sorry
you.
that you're so
appreciate
busy.
That. I appreciate that.
That you're
And
so
look, You
busy.
guys don't understand what it's like. You will soon. One day you will. And you're fucking sleep deprived and you just fucking got shit to do. You'll get it one day. And I will, you know what? I will be, you'll have an ear and a shoulder to cry on because I will be there to support you. I won't call you arrogant for not watching The Rescue on Disney Plus. I'll be like, you know what? I get it, guys. I get it. Let me know if I can help.
Well, if you do ever get a chance to watch it
I've heard
in the
it's
next
good.
year or two,
Yeah.
just let us know.
I'll let you know.
We would love to hear your feedback. on
Maybe
the
I'll do a live stream and I'll watch it.
Maybe. You'll get taken down straight away, but...
Well, no, I won't stream the show.
Oh, okay. You just talk about,
It'll just
it's
be me
happening
sitting
now.
there, Oh,
Spoiler alert.
oh, the big ketamine.
That'd be thrilling watching.
That'd be a good
That
watch.
would be great watching.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Now, this weekend, NRLW starts.
Hectic.
Eels versus Roosters, Dragons versus Titans, Knights versus the Broncos.
Might sound like a dumb question. Can we punt on these games?
Pretty sure. Can you?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Love it.
But
Jamie Soward still with the Dragons?
Surely, mate. They were in the grand final.
Have to be, wouldn't he? Go all the way this year.
so the Roosters are $1.39 favourite against the Eels. The Roosters won it last year. They
did.
played the Dragons in the grand final. They've also, I think they've recruited a couple girls too. And also Sammy Bremner, I think she makes her return after being away from, I think she's away for a little bit. She had a child, I think, and then maybe an injury or a child. But anyway, I think she's back now. She's almost like a legend in the game.
She used to be
The man.
the man.
The woman, sorry. The woman.
The woman.
The woman.
She
The
was
woman.
incredible. Like
Yeah,
back
100%.
in
I interviewed her on the
2016,
locker room. I had her on the locker room years and years ago. She's a gun. Absolute
Do
gun.
you still call your potty the locker room?
No.
No. Okay.
But Facebook won't let me change the name of my page to the locker room.
Because you got too many
To the
followers.
Bloke in a Bar. Yeah. And they just won't let me. Even though I've tried everything to reach out to change it to Bloke in a Bar, they just won't let me.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Like,
It's the reason is so it's like if you get a bunch of people who are like on a page for the locker room and then he
Sell it or
changed
something.
it to like, eatingdicks.com, people are like, wait, I didn't follow that.
or I sell it and someone purchases it and then just changes it, then like I didn't follow this page because that happens.
But you could surely just go, listen, we've had a rebrand.
You're not speaking to anyone. You're speaking to call
that's the
services
problem.
overseas and that.
It's the same with Instagram, right? When something fucks up and you're like, oh, why is this happening?
Yeah. It's fucked.
So, yeah, Sammy Bredman return. I'm pretty sure. Can you check that, please, for me, Matty? But I'm pretty sure she's returning, and she's like a legend of the game. So, welcome back to playing. She's an absolute gun. Absolute gun. Who else we got here that is playing? We've obviously got the guns. Sergis playing in the centres and Isabel Kelly.
Yeah.
So, what's really good about this is that Sergis, Isabella Kelly versus Penatani. Penatani is in New South Wales side. So is Sergis. So is Isabel Kelly. So it is a meeting of some of the best centres in the game. It's going to be a great game. Roosters versus...
Sammy didn't play last year.
Yep, so she's back. How good. Then we've got the Titans versus Dragons. Dragons paying $1.42 against the Titans. Titans actually knocked off the Broncos in their first year in the NRLW last year. Now, the Dragons have the great Emma Tonagato. Absolute beast. Gun of a player.
Who's the one? What's the name of the girl in the Dragon side who's like that weapon from PNG?
Elise Albert. I think it's...
She looks like she could.
Elise
She looks
Albert.
like she could flatten a couple.
She does. She's got highlights already of big hits. They got the great Keely Davis in there at number 9. She's a gun. They've got also one of the GOATs, Kezi Apps, playing number 11, wide running forward.
Great rugby league name. One of the great rugby league.
One of
One of the greatest of all time. Have they moved the season start time?
They have 2 seasons this year to make up for last year. They didn't have any seasons.
Makes sense.
I'm going the Dragons there. And then the Knights versus the Broncos. Got to go the Broncos.
Knights will win that.
But the Broncos lost a couple players. They lost Millie Boyle. They also lost...
Knights have got Millie Boyle now.
Yeah. Lauren Brown. They also lost our great number 9, Brown. So it's actually going to be an interesting clash with Millie Boyle lining up against her old team. And what's crazy is that Millie Boyle and Chelsea Lenarduzzi, they're like the 2 best front rowers in the comp, or at least one of the 2. I think Chelsea plays for Queensland, I'm pretty sure. So that meeting is going to be hectic.
And not only that, the Knights also recruited Hannah Southwell, and Millie Boyle and her are going to be co-captains, and they're the 2 of the biggest names in the comp.
Yeah. So Newer Knights could have a win here.
Well,
I'm going Bronx.
They need it.
Knights need it.
I'm going Bronx. Now on to the NRL. South v Panthers. Lachelle's named. Graham comes back. Ilias returns. Burgess not named. Edwards returns for the Panthers. Martin named for the Panthers.
This is a fucking cracking game. I like the Bunnies.
So do
Really?
I, mate.
Yep.
I like the Bunnies.
I like the Bunnies. They're in form.
Back-to-back L's for the Panthers, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Really?
what I'm predicting. That's the way I see it. I think South, they're just too fucking hot right now.
They're fucking pretty
And they're
hot.
coming up against a halfless Panthers. You know what I mean by that?
Halfless and a JWH. Not JWH. James Fisher Harris. JFH. Less.
Big outs.
Huge
Big
outs.
fucking outs. And South are just
Horn.
redlining it right now, baby,
Yeah.
in a good way.
Ooh, it's a tough one to call. I don't know, boys.
Call it how I say it, mate. I know. I usually get it
Panthers,
right.
yeah, Panthers are going like they're going to bounce back. We all know they're going to bounce back.
Not going to bounce back this
No.
week. They're in a bit of their back end of the season is going to be a bit of a wig for them, I think.
I think so. Then there's a good chance that
They fucking lost.
So Fisher Harris is still out. I'm going to go South.
There you go.
South get the job
we
done.
like that. We like
Cowboys v the Warriors.
that. This is ridiculously one-sided. The Warriors do not play well away from home. They've got to go up to Townsville.
They're going to get humped.
They're going to get humped.
It's going to be a humping. Cows 13 plus.
Wow.
13?
13 plus.
13 plus.
shit.
100%.
Broncos v Storm.
Storm. Comfortably.
Storm have a very imposing record at Suncorp and against the Bronx.
Yeah.
I just don't think the Broncos.
They were not convincing.
They're not up for it. They're not up to it like the best sides. They're good. They're top 8. Obviously, there's some serious curse shit going on, but I think that the Storm, Hughes back. I see Munster ripping.
So
it down.
Munster's been named at fullback?
Yeah, pretty sure. No. His name is 6.
Named at 6.
He'll play fullback.
But yeah, it was named at 6 last week as well.
His name is 6. He'll play fullback. Look, Broncos got the win last week. It was great, but wasn't convincing at all. I don't know whether the Broncos are going to have the gas to push into the final series. I think they've come so far in such a short amount of time with such a young side. I'm not sure how they're going to go in finals. But in saying that, sometimes young teams do have can bounce back quickly. So I'm just going to say Broncos, home game.
No way.
Ambush them.
Didn't sound confident at all.
That was so weak.
Yeah, if you were trying to get your team up,
Yeah. Imagine if that was the speech you heard before the game.
the Churchillian speech. From
You'd
Danny
go,
Kent there.
right.
Probably don't have the gas, but fuck it, I'll just pick you
Look,
anyway.
I might just fucking
loyal.
take me boots
No,
off.
dude, that's curse shit. You're not loyal
loyal.
because you basically just let them down with
Look,
that
the
speech.
boys had an incredible year. As long as they make the 8, that's a win. Then we build for next year.
See, that's it. You're happy with mediocrity.
Eels versus Bulldogs.
I think Eels win because they sort of need to.
Moses back. When I was trying to tip for this one, I was like, is it because I hate the Eels that I'm going to go I was thinking about tipping the Bulldogs, and I was like, yeah, that is it, so don't do it. So I think the Eels will win.
I think the Eels will win. I think they have to win. Got to shore up that spot. They're on a bit of a slip. If they lose all their games, I think we worked out they could miss the 8.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I'd
they
love
need
that.
So would I, dude.
I'd love that so
This isn't
much.
about what I want. This is about what I think will happen.
No, I agree.
I think they beat the Bulldogs. I think it might be I can't see them blowing them off the park, though. Could be a tight dub. 1-12.
Bulldogs will be looking to bounce back after last week as well.
Eels
Warriors have
1-12.
pumped. I think Eels get the job done. I think they get it done. Manly Sharks.
Manly will win.
Manly win. This is an opportunity for everyone out there. Get on Manly 13 plus. Manly fucking looking to bounce back. Jake out doing it for Jake's hand, doing it for Saab's ACL. Like we've got Rudolph out for a month. You know,
Do you reckon they have a picture of Jake's hand before they run out and they high five it?
And Saab's
100%.
ACL. And Saab's
100%.
ACL. Like they've got
Or he could hold it and be like, ow.
yeah.
Beware the wounded bull.
Yeah.
Eagle.
I wonder why no club's called the Bulls.
It's a
very
great
common
you've got
name.
The Bulldogs.
When you say Eagle, do you mean Northern Eagle or do you mean Manly Eagles?
What do you mean, Northern Eagle?
Northern Eagles. Isn't that like your original club?
No. We're
That club's no longer with us.
No.
Oh, okay. I just thought that you originally like.
No, I'm talking about the
merged into
Warringah.
Manly Warringah Sea.
Oh, okay.
Eagles,
Manly
yeah.
Warringah Sea.
Eagles of the Sea.
My bad. I just thought that you guys eventually just.
I don't even know what a Northern Eagle isn't even a thing.
No, that's not a thing.
Isn't it? I think there might. Do you reckon there would be
A Northern Eagle would be an eagle found in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
As opposed to a sea eagle, which lives by the sea.
Yeah.
Can also swim.
Yeah.
Can also swim. Okay.
Never got the spoon, the Northern Eagles, though. I do remember.
So you do know the Northern Eagle history.
Well, I know they didn't get a spoon, and the Broncos did.
Look, I think Sharks get the job done. Sorry, boys.
I don't think so. I think it's highly unlikely they get the job done.
Roosters versus Tigers.
Humping alert.
Yeah. I think Suaalii scores 3 or more.
It was an awful time for me to yell that out as someone walked past.
Yeah. That was literally the worst
No,
time.
it was like the worst timing, worst possible timing. As soon as I said it, and I looked up and went, oh, shit, probably shouldn't have said that.
Roosters are building nicely. The Tigers are pathetic. It's going to be a long day, night. Arvo for the Roosters, for the Tigers.
Night.
I
I think it's a night.
Thanks.
Long night.
Long night.
Yeah, I think Roosters get the job done here.
Been a long day.
Been a long day. Big day.
Been a big day. Huge day.
Dragons versus Titans.
I think the Dragons win just.
Titans.
Titans.
I want the Titans to win.
Only because the Dragons are at home.
I want the Titans to win, so I'm going to back the Titans. Fuck the Dragons. Shout out to the Mad Dragons dribbler, or whatever the fuck he's called. Mad Dragons podcast. One of the great dribblers of all time. Titans win.
Wow. Hurt that much, the loss last week, did it?
Yes. Yes, it did.
Dragons versus Titans. I'll go Dragons. Knights v Raiders.
Poosling. Raiders.
Raiders because they have to win.
Yeah, Raiders can technically still make it.
Fucking hope they can.
Could you imagine the Milk finding a way to make it?
Imagine if the Milk went in and the Eels fell out.
That'd be nice.
That would be crazy.
That
Crazy.
would be wild. How fucking wild would that be?
That'd be as wild as it gets. Wild, Wild West. Will Smith.
Will Smith? Is Will Smith still wild? I don't think he's.
I'd say
Will
less.
Smith.
He's not wild anymore.
He's not Wild Wild West anymore, no.
Will Smith's a bit of a loser now. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
I think he knows that, though.
No, I think he does. It's the writing.
He knows that.
Well, he did that video recently where it was like, you know,
Oh, like I'm ashamed of myself.
well, I think he was basically admitting he's a loser. That's how. That's why.
Holy
That's
shit.
why I interpret it.
Holy shit. Anything else, boys?
Tell you, hoodie's still on sale.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, they are.
Go pick one up.
Go pick one up for
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Beautiful Father's Day equipment.
Yeah.
Kit. Long day.
Long day.
Long day.
Couple of days.
We're done and dusted. Thanks for listening, everyone. Grab a case of Bloke in a bar. Grab Grumpy Dad, Best Dad, Cool Dad, and a Dad Stubby, and I'll go and fuck myself. Thank you.